Hello and welcome to the Best of Rivals podcast, episode 2. I am Daniel,
I'm Jay.
and we just experienced week 1 of the 2021-2022 Premier League season.
Feels good.
For who?
Obviously, you see the banner on me.
You know, great week for Man U. Not the best week for Man City, but we'll get into all of that. We've got a good podcast planned here. So Jay, how are you feeling after the 5-1? Let's talk about that real quick.
Oh man, where do I start? It's great. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. It's weekday one, match day one, so things can change over the course of the season.
As we saw last season, we saw Tottenham at the top at one point. We saw your beloved Manchester United at the top at one point.
Exactly.
And look how that turned out. So,
but I'm here, 5-1. We went in, went crazy. I told you too. You didn't believe me. I said we're gonna smack Leeds. We're coming in, statement. Cause
you know what? That was a great call because I remember last week I did say like, oh, it's probably going to be like a 3-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 3-1 United, but 5-1. I mean, but let's be honest, we saw those goals. I watched the highlights. You watched the entire game, but I woke up. It was 4-1. I turned on the TV. It was 5-1. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? I was super surprised. But where's the defense? Leeds.
I mean, so we already know Leeds. They don't have a defense. It's all offense for them for the most part. So we weren't, necessarily worried about that.
Yeah.
It was just stopping their attack, which I thought we did a fairly good job. There were some chances.
Yeah, they had a few.
Exactly. Yeah. Where they missed, Leeds missed, completely. They should have scored. And then Alien had the screamer on De Gea, which was
that was a great goal.
I wanted a clean sheet. That would have been nice. But 5-1.
You guys never get clean sheets ever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like even on 5-1, no clean sheet. It's crazy.
I mean,
you can't complain about it.
We're not a defensive-minded team, so
no.
We go out with the mindset of we're gonna outscore you. We're gonna crush you. And honestly, I was kind of afraid at first when they scored, when they made it 1-1 in the second half when Alien scored. But then, bro, when I tell you they came back, and then it was just back to back to back. And we're going to get to him, but Paul Pogba, who I think when he is committed is the best midfielder in the Premier League outside of KDB.
I was about to say, but yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
I cleaned it up at the end outside of KDB, but, even with Bruno, I'm taking Paul because I think he does more on a pitch that influences the game more than Bruno.
I agree with that. We will talk about that specifically.
Yeah.
Anything? So yeah, I mean that was again a great win for United. I can't complain.
Amazing, number one right now.
I mean,
take note.
Take
note. It's gonna happen the whole season. We are coming for your neck.
If you're celebrating about first week being up top,
I am.
Then that's sad.
I'm that guy. I'm taking the first week we're number 1, 5 goals. Pogba 4 assists, record right there.
That's
never been done before.
That is impressive.
Bruno hat trick.
That is impressive.
No penalties. He's not Ronaldo,
That's great. That was a big thing right last season. It was like he only scores penalties.
And my boy, I'm saying it right now.
Young player of the year, right?
No, hot take. Well, I'm glad you reminded me about that too, because you didn't believe me when I said that Mason was gonna make some noise this year. But Luke Shaw, best left back in the league right now.
Oh yeah, I mean he cemented that last season. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, but it was half a season though when he came back and he's.
But how many good left backs are there? You got to think about that. I mean, Chilwell maybe.
Robertson, but he's hurt right now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, Robertson.
Yeah, that's why we'll put with Luke Shaw. When he's healthy. But Luke
Mendy. We'll talk about Mendy
we'll
as
get
well.
To that. Oh my
gosh, one of the worst. We'll talk about that.
Enough about United though. I don't want to
We can quickly go over City as well, but first off, I have to start with Arsenal. More of the same.
Brentford came in, smacked them.
It's so we talked about last week. We went through who's going to get relegated, who's mid-table and top 4 and all that stuff. It's so interesting because Brentford, all these teams that come up, there's always one team that just surprises everyone,
right?
And then they get found out the next season or two. But I think Brentford might be that team that just shocks everyone. No one knows how they're going to play. Ivan Toney's holding the ball up, looking like Didier Drogba out there in that Arsenal. My God, I think Arteta at this point is like I don't sure they won 2 trophies. I think if you would count the Community Shield, I think Arteta is probably worse than Ollie at this point. I think Arteta is probably one of the worst managers in the Premier League.
There's no doubt he's
There's
worse.
no doubt.
I mean, just look at the results, man. I mean, even though Ollie isn't the greatest manager, we know like he produces.
Yeah,
we get some wins. We beat some
with a
games.
slightly better team, with a better team.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we can say a better team,
like,
but
let's take into context.
But
Arsenal doesn't have the greatest team.
But at the same time, they're good enough to beat Brent. I mean, they
that's
lost
sad.
badly. Like it was a clear.
So I mean, let's be real though. Do you think that Arteta is doing this kind of on purpose?
Oh no.
Or you think he's really that bad? Because like what I'm saying is, Arsenal in the recent years they haven't really got the support from the board, the owners.
Well, I mean, listen, when you get $50 million for a defender, you're getting support. They've been linked with like 1,000 players this summer, and they haven't got anyone. But again, Ben White, a young midfielder, and then a young left back. That's who they got. So, like if you're Arteta, what do you prioritize? You have to prioritize a creative midfielder. You have to. For example, you see Bruno, you see Pogba. These guys literally create chances out of nothing.
Exactly.
That's how United can score. When Kevin De Bruyne comes on for the last 20 minutes of the game, creates like 3 chances in 2 minutes. Like it's like these are the type of guys that you need. James Madison would fit perfectly in that category. But yeah, it's sad, man. I think Arteta's at the point. I think the board has backed him. I think the board's saying like, hey, this is our guy. But
yeah.
I just don't think he.
So is he done after this year? Are you sacking him?
Okay, I would have sacked him a while ago. Right. To be honest with you, I just don't think he's the guy.
Yeah, I mean when you lose to Brentford, bro,
and it's not like you lost to him. It's like it wasn't close.
It wasn't close.
It wasn't
2-0.
Close. It was 2-0 on scoreline, and like they had more possession and shots, but like Arsenal just never looked like a major threat.
Yeah,
and it's just sad. It's honestly sad because you want the Big Six to be the Big Six. Even as a rival, it's like.
But I mean,
that makes things better.
It's the same thing every year with them for like the
past 5 plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we know. Like I when I made this prediction last week,
Well, we said 8th or 7th.
Well, no, I had Brentford beating Arsenal.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I said upset. I said I'm going in with Brentford. We can run back the tapes.
Oh, I think you did. Oh yeah, we'll run back the tapes. I think you did. I think I did too. I think we. I think we both did, bro. I think we both did.
But it's like obviously I said that.
It's not shocking, right? It's not surprising that
it's not shocking. It's not shocking. I said it with the like intent of trying to mock Arsenal, obviously, because I don't like them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had a feeling it was gonna happen.
Yep.
I was like, Arsenal, you guys, when it comes to like the bottom teams, the low tier teams, you play at their level.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but when it's the big clubs,
they play at that level.
At that level. It's like it's very inconsistent, unbalanced.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the manager.
Yeah, like, they established the whole like team philosophy and the way of going about things. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I definitely get it.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, if I was an Arsenal fan right now,
I hate it.
I would hate it.
And the reality is they're probably going to get sixth or 7th, and they're probably going to
what does that do?
Exactly. It's like it's going to prolong it again and again. They really need to get like bottom of the table for there to really be like.
It's like that, in the NBA when you have the 9th seed, the 10th seed, they're right there.
They're always right there.
But it's like you don't get in the playoffs. You don't have a good.
And you don't have a good draft pick.
Exactly.
It's like It's a tough. Exactly.
It's tough.
And if you're there over years and years, you're not improving. It's tough. So.
Let's go to some more games.
Chelsea dominant performance, but it's Crystal Palace. Let's just be honest; they're not gonna do anything. I think Zaha had one chance, but he's not really a goal scorer. So,
and like you said, Crystal Palace this year
they're gonna struggle to hang on, in my opinion, at the very least. So, dominant performance from Chelsea. Last week I said that Chelsea weren't that deep, and I meant that. I still meant that, but they're deep with names. For example, Marcos Alonso, who scored. Great free kick.
Phenomenal game.
Great free,
Phenomenal.
He's great at going forward.
He's a specialist.
Exactly.
So he's great for free kicks. He's
great.
He's not the greatest defender. He's a bad
monster,
defender,
man. But exactly. Exactly. So like, and Ben Chilwell's on the bench and Emerson. So there's three left backs slash left wing backs, and on that, like, so there's a lot of depth in that regard, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the consistency. I'm still not 100% in on Chelsea. I'm just not a Chalaba, obviously great goal, but I'm just not 100%.
Mendy clean sheet.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna get a lot of clean sheets this season. I think
So?
defending's not gonna be the issue. I think scoring's gonna be. Again, Crystal Palace. It's not
So,
like anything could beat them.
I got a question.
Yeah,
We obviously know that Lukaku's there now. It's official.
yeah.
What do they do with Timo?
Well, I mean, he's gonna have to.
Is he on the wing? Is he gonna be
Oh, he's not. He.
coming off the bench as a striker?
Well, I think it's. I think it's more of a question for Tuchel of who's your best 11, and what's your best formation, because he's still playing the five at the back.
Yeah.
So that means that there's one less player in the midfield and or attack, right? It seems like they're gonna play Lukaku, Havertz, Mount for those three.
Overrated.
I agree with that.
Foden's better.
Who?
Phil Foden.
I agree with that as well. Of course, they're going to play the two central midfielders of Jorginho and Conte, and then they got five at the back, and then they got a keeper. So they don't have a lot of. They have a lot of. Timo doesn't really fit in that, right? Unless he's a. You okay? Okay. Well, what is it?
Hey, when you saw me, I don't know. I gotta show love for the club. Most Premier League titles in league history.
I mean,
Greatest
we can stop the podcast.
No, go ahead. I don't, intervene on your point. So continue. I'm sorry.
I don't think there's gonna be a lot of room for Timo Werner. All right, next game.
Also, before we skip ahead, have you seen the Jorginho? They're trying to give him Player of the Year consideration for Ballon d'Or
Ballon d'Or?
because he won, obviously the Euros and then Champions League with Chelsea. Two major tournaments.
I mean, he's not gonna get it though.
He's not going to get it, but at the same time, we've seen it happen before. Luka Modric, for example.
Yeah.
Ronaldo should have won that year. But since Croatia won, well, they didn't win, but they went pretty far in the tournament. And then he had, obviously, the Champions League win with Madrid.
Yeah.
They gave it to Modric. How do you feel about Jorginho? Is he in the same boat? Will he get...
I mean, he had, 6 months? 6 good months.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Jorginho at all.
So I agree. But I know how political
Of course.
football is.
I mean, yeah, with the whole Euros,
Yes.
yeah, that could be a big deal.
Exactly. So I would not be surprised if he ends up winning.
No way he's gonna win. Who the
So
other
who do we
contenders
give
real
it to
quick?
then? If it's not him, then who is it?
I don't know. I never pay attention to Ballon d'Or ever. I mean, it seems like it's just Ronaldo, Messi every year. So,
Which is so goofy because there's been players who've performed as well.
of course,
That's a tough one. I guess we're gonna have to come back to
we're just
that.
politics, right? It's kind of like the Oscars, like
MVP,
yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Yes.
It's all of that stuff. It's so subjective. Whoever the judges are will have some sort of bias, whether it's clear or not. Like it's just like if you're from Spain, you're probably gonna go with a guy who plays in Spain. It's just how it goes.
'Cause I would have honestly went Conte if he went far with France.
With France, yeah.
Yeah.
That probably would have been solidified, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Now let's continue.
So I mean, Everton 3-1. Everton, as usual, they gave up a goal, but that's Everton. They're gonna give up goals. You saw the goal. You saw the goal that Southampton scored.
No, I did not.
I mean, the guy at the back, Keane. I think it's Michael Keane is his name. Just gave it away. Sloppy mistake. Goes like it's just like Everton will do that.
Yeah.
But they'll also score 3. So Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, those are really really two good, really really
Yeah,
strong,
I saw
fast.
highlights of Richarlison.
Yeah, they're a nightmare. At times for.
That's why I think they're gonna finish higher than Villa. We were talking about it, last week.
Yeah, it's gonna be close, right?
I think it's gonna be close. I mean, obviously Villa lost this week, so.
But it's not like, I mean, they lost to Watford. That's not gonna be consistent. I mean,
And shouts to Watford.
yeah, I hated on them
Coming
last
back to
week.
the Premier League, first win.
I really did hate on them last. I mean, a team that came up back from back to the Premier League.
Yep.
Not named Watford. Norwich just getting pummeled by Liverpool. Great goal by Salah.
They are scary, man. I told you.
Liverpool. Yeah, they're gonna be real, and They didn't play Fabinho. They didn't start Fabinho. They didn't start Henderson.
Firmino came in off the
Firmino
bench.
came in
Late
off the
on.
bench. Like no Joe.
Virgil looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like he was had any
Robertson's
rust.
out.
Yeah.
Like they'll be fine.
Jota. Oh.
Yeah.
So I had I was watching the game with my boy Todd. He's a Liverpool fan. Disgusting. Sickens me. We're watching the game, and he made a great point. He was like, Jota, he's a positional player. He doesn't do anything necessarily amazing.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like flashy. He can be flashy, but he's not that flashy.
Yeah.
It's more so he's just in the right position at the right time. That's a great player for Klopp's system. Because, Klopp's all about just, it's not one person. There's multiple pieces,
Yeah. I mean,
it kind of reminds me of Harry Kane a little bit, because that's how I feel about Harry Kane. Harry Kane isn't the flashiest player. He isn't.
I mean, he's got a lot of technique, though.
He does,
That's
he
the
does,
thing
he
about
does,
Kane.
but he's also positional,
Yeah.
A lot of times we're calling him just the chip-in merchant. He's right there by the net, and it's a chip-in.
But exactly, but it's like the conversions. He converts on most.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not taking away from either one of them. Like to me, they're clinical. They're finishers.
Exactly. That's what they're there for. But they're not going to impact the game. Well, I mean, to be honest, Harry Kane does come. He does drop deep. He does get a lot of assists, as we saw last season. Well, he'll be doing that for Tottenham. Maybe they don't need him.
Where is he going? Where is the guy going?
He's going to stay at Tottenham.
Lack of fitness. He's unfit.
Yeah,
we know what the real is.
Yeah, I know.
It's politics.
Of course. I think he's probably going to stay. At the same time, we did just lose to him. So I think here's the big thing about all these big money transfers. If you put in a bid for 120 million pounds, you have enough for 150 million. That's kind of the problem, right? Because all these owners are billionaires, and even though their personal bank accounts and their personal net worth doesn't necessarily go to the club directly, they can invest an influx of funds, right? They can do that whenever they want, for the most part. There's some financial fair play that goes along with that. But if we wanted to really get Harry Kane right now, this second, we could pay for him. But do we think that that's really worth 160 to the owners of Man City?Maybe.
I think so.
I don't think it's.
You guys need a striker.
We need a striker,
evident, man. Like,
we need a striker, but
bad.
there's no way that Lukaku is 60 million pounds less than Harry Kane. That's crazy. Lukaku and Harry Kane are a very similar level, in my opinion.
Well, Lukaku's better right now, in my opinion.
Right now, I mean, like last 3 months, sure, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah, we know how football is, though. It's the now. Like, we can't live in the past. So
I mean,
I get it.
No, but
it's
that's the problem. And that's the problem, right? Chelsea buys Ziyech, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then they want to sell him to AC Milan the next season. How about you? Like, there's actually a problem with that outlook, right? It's just like teams waste money all the time. So I would, if I was the owner of Man City, I'm not paying 160. I would.
Would you wait for Haaland? Possibly.
Well, he's going to cost less because apparently he has, I think, a release clause of like 75 million.
Okay.
So that's obviously a lot less. You can just pay for him right up front, and he's
younger.
Yeah, and I think he actually wants to come to City. Yeah. So, yeah, and the fact that Lukaku
he wants to come to United. He's Norwegian, bro. Think about it. Oh, Norwegian, Holland, Norwegian.
He coached. I think he managed them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Ollie.
So he's coming home.
I thought you liked Mason Greenwood though. What happened to that?
I do like Mason Greenwood, but
they're both gonna play. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, so the front three is Sancho, Haaland, Greenwood. Yo, imagine.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be fire.
Yes, you know it. Yeah,
that'd be fire.
Exactly. And I told you too. We had this discussion last week. You said, what would Sancho, probably play?
He played on the left.
He
did play on the left.
wing. Yeah.
But that's.
I mean, I know obviously came in the 75th minute.
Plus Rashford,
right?
Is not there yet.
But I do think he's gonna play majority of his time on the left wing. He just, he's.
Let's talk about that.
Right foot. So.
Man, I'm so interested about Man United's, I guess, dilemma with those front three because again, Cavani, Greenwood, Sancho, Martial, Rashford. That's 5 players that you really have to play all of them.
I think you play Greenwood as center forward right now.
I would agree with that. I don't get why they don't do that.
Like you see clearly, we have Pogba, we have Bruno. They can put him in positions where he can score.
Exactly.
We don't need him to create. Just run. You're fine.
And he's a better finisher than Rashford.
He's the best finisher on the team.
He's the best finisher on the team. Yeah, I agree.
The most clinical. It's Greenwood. So I definitely think he starts. Obviously, there's going to be games where I think Cavani
Cavani's going to start
he's
some,
going to start.
of course. Yeah.
But I think Ringwood should be our.
What about Martial though? Because he came on. Is he? What are we gonna? Is he just gonna be on the left? Is he gonna be on the right? Is he gonna?
That's the great thing about him. I think
He can play all three.
Yeah, he can fit the role whatever's needed.
Yeah.
And he's cool with that. I can tell.
He
In his career right now, he does not care about.
He has no room to like negotiate like
No.
where he. Yeah.
No, he's fine with just helping out the team in the
Yeah.
best way possible. I was fairly content with the way he played, coming on with Jordon in the 75th minute.
He looked decent.
He did. The holding game was pretty nice.
He looked decent.
Something I think we need from him. Yeah,
He's actually pretty good at holding up every now and then. So I get it.
he can play a false nine.
He can as well. So interesting from United. I'll be honest, it's a pretty interesting situation over there.
Yeah.
And I love how they announced Varane as well. That was great.
So this is great because this kind of leads to my next question for you.
Yeah.
Considering the game that Pogba had,
With the 4 assists.
yes, and Bruno had a hat trick.
Which is crazy. I looked at the stat sheet when I woke up and I'm like, wait, what? That was crazy.
Who do you think is more important to United's success throughout the season? Is it Pogba or is it Bruno?
We said throughout the season. I have a funny suspicion, and I don't know this from anywhere. I have a funny suspicion that after August 31st, Pogba's going to come back down to Man United form. And then they're like, because they're going to be like, oh my God, we're not going to sell Pogba because he's playing great for us. We think he's going to resign. And I think he's going to go back down to regular form. And this problem is still going to happen. It's still going to not be addressed. And that's the problem that Man United have had over these last 3 or 4 years. They haven't addressed problems. So they're just letting these things linger. Pogba it's still a problem. He's going to leave he's going to PSG next summer. I'd put money on it. He's not going to resign. Why not? You have to sell him. But guess what? He got 4 assists. He just came back from a great Euros. He's going to resign. I bet he's not. He's not going to resign. He's going to go for the free to PSG. Guaranteed.
So I agree. It's weird.
Do you care? Do you just want him to play out the season and then say it is what it is? Or do you want to try and get 40 to 60 million from him? Because he's not going to go in the January window. He's not going to go in January.
He's going to stay the whole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm indifferent on it. I feel like if he performs and we keep him for this year, I think he will. I think we're a contender, honestly, in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Champions League is a different story.
No shot.
Different beast.
Yeah.
But in EPL, I think we're a contender.
I agree. We talked about this last week. Like, I agree that those 4 teams.
Yeah.
I think, again, with Ollie's management skills, I think that's just the only hindrance to this, in my opinion, exciting, fresh United
I'm
team.
taking anything that Paul's giving me basically right now.
Okay.
I'm taking that, and we're gonna,
because Bruno's going to be. I mean, we can almost guarantee that Bruno's going to be here for the next 3 or 4 years. Where Pogba, we don't really know. So it's like, will the motivation die down towards the end of the?
It will.
Year?
It does. Happens every year. He does this. He comes in. He has a run where it's like 3 or 4 games, and he's the best.
And he's the best
in the world. In the EPL. And then those games come along, and he does not care. So I know what's going to happen, but the thing is, we have to stay up in the top. We got to be number 1, number 2, and he's going to perform. If we drop, go any below that, we're not going to see anything from Paul. It's going to be the same old. I'm just on the field, on the pitch.
Yeah.
Which I hate. It's like this guy can be the best midfielder in the world when he wants to be.
But at the same time, did his demeanor look any different? I didn't watch the whole game.
It didn't.
So that's kind of his style, right? It's like this sort of relaxed. When I get the ball, I'm going to look up. I'm going to make the right play, but I'm not going to sprint my off. I'm just going to stay contained in who I am.
He's composed, man. He's very poised. Like, that's what I love about him.
And that's why people think that he's lazy or like lax.
No.
Like it's a little bit different with him, right? Versus
Bruno, who's
like, it looks like he's trying.
Yes, he's always on go.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good. That's something we need with United, because we haven't really seen it from our players in the past.
Well, I think the big thing, if to go back to your question, leadership. I think Bruno actually while Bruno does seem like a bit of a like he's annoying, he complains all the time. He does seem to be more of a leader than Pogba for 100%.
Sure. Pogba is a little bit about himself. He's the brand. I'm Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
I have which I don't think it's a huge thing. I hate that the English media, they always go to this, but the hair,
It doesn't
part of
matter.
his brand, his image.
It's not. It's not nothing wrong when Foden does it, but then when Pogba does
Exactly.
it, yeah,
It's a problem.
then he's a problem, and he's
Yep.
absolutely. I know. Listen, the English media is a joke, but I think honestly, a lot of people in England know that, so it's not like a big deal.
Which I think why he wants to leave a little bit as well. He's like I'm always the scapegoat. I'm the one that you attack.
It's honestly, I don't understand why him and Mourinho aren't friends because they're both in the same position. Like this, bro,
it's the ego.
Bro, I'm watching Man City, Tottenham. And I'm pretty sure they're just talking about Mourinho. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, Mourinho wouldn't have done this for Tottenham, and like he's just like every second he's off in Italy, he's off in Roma. Let him do his thing.
Let him be.
They just keep going. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, just think about he's the reason why ratings go up.
Of course,
it's shock value. I say his name. And
the stocks rise.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
you know how it goes.
It's ridiculous.
It definitely is.
So overall, I mean, while I would probably pick Bruno as a safe bet, I mean, I think Pogba is probably a better player. But that's the thing, right? A-game Pogba is one of the best players on the planet. A-game Bruno, I think he's a really, really good player. But how many times are we going to see A-game Pogba? It's going to be few and far between, in my opinion, just based on past history. But I don't know. I mean, regardless, both of them, I think what they need is another midfielder, or just start playing Donny. I think
Donny, we got him for a reason.
Bro, Donny, Fred McTominay, it's like
even Juan. I would put Juan in the midfield sometimes.
I don't think he can do it anymore. With those two? No, not with those two. I think if they got Goretzka from Bayern, he's a player, and he's a box to box.
That'd be nasty.
That'd be disgusting.
Would be nasty. I mean, we need a DM. We need a defensive midfielder.
Exactly.
I mean, McTominay had a great game, had a phenomenal game. I give it to him.
Fred
I'm
scored.
always hard on him sometimes. Don't say Fred's name ever again. That was Paul's. That was Paul's goal. That was Paul's goal. That cross was nasty.
Yeah, it was.
And Fred finished it
as he should.
As he should. Yeah. But I'm sorry, Fred.
Matic.
He came in and did all right. He did all right.
It's funny because they have three options right there, right? Yeah. But none of them are good enough.
Exactly.
But and that's the thing. McTominay is good if he's coming off your bench.
Yeah.
Fred's good if he's coming off your bench.
Exactly.
Matic, none of these guys are starting for Manchester United. That's a different story. So
Daniel James, did you see him?
I saw I saw a miss. My brother texted me. He said Daniel James is terrible.
When he was right there in front of the goal.
Yeah. Daniel James.
All right, so
when's he getting shipped on loan? It's got to be towards the end.
I'm hard on this kid. I'm always hard on Daniel James. And is
this a Man United podcast now? What is going on? It's a good topic, but what are we doing?
When you win, this is what you can do. You get to talk about your club.
That's fair.
This isn't about City right now.
I could also turn off your mic.
Is it 19th, 18th place? You're about to be relegated.
We're actually in 11th, so shut up.
But no, I'm always hard on Daniel James, but he did not do too bad.
Yeah.
Last game, he started. Pace was there, obviously.
As usual.
He had some chances. He actually had some great defense as well. I saw him marking people.
Daniel James isn't a bad player to bring off the bench with 10, 15 minutes to go. He's not.
He just shouldn't start.
He's not quality.
That's why I take offense to. This is Man United.
And now you have 5 players in those top 3 roles who can,
right?
Who are quality.
To give some credit though, this was the first game, so obviously everyone isn't fit. So you put in a person
and he's
that's
still
the most fit.
Listen. Obviously, gets maximum credit. There's no question.
Yeah.
I don't think Leeds, even with a Calvin Phillips, would have done anything.
Exactly.
They don't have Ben White anymore. Oh, is that why they gave up 5 goals? Of course not.
Oh
right.
My God.
But okay, so yeah, I mean, it was interesting. We'll see what happens with Pogba. Again, my prediction is he leaves for the free to PSG at the end of the summer, but I think he can still have a great season.
He wants to leave. He wants to go.
I mean, but PSG. I mean, there's just
he's only been on what? It was United first, Juventus.
United. Yeah, he can leave. He can
to travel.
Yeah, especially if he doesn't see the team improving. But they are improving. So
I hate that for him though. Why would you go to PSG? That team to me is just.
They're gonna.
I hate that, man. I hate that.
They're more stacked than I've ever seen.
Juventus, Ronaldo going to Juventus was one thing, and that team was good. They had a squad.
Yeah.
This team at PSG though is just.
It's unfair,
and
4 of the 5 signings for free. What?
Are you serious?
It's kind of like when LeBron and then went to Miami. They just went. It's just
this like if they win a Champions League, it won't mean anything. To
I know.
me.
That's a little bit different because listen, I think that's still a big accomplishment. It's like you know what you know
Not with
what.
that team, man.
No,
Not
no,
with
no,
that
no,
team.
no, no, no.
You go and get the best goalie in the world. You know,
Okay, but that's not whose fault is that? Again, bro, remember 4 of the 5 signings for
arguably
free.
the best player in the world you have. On
4 of
the
the
team,
5
man.
signings for free. That's not their fault.
They have the future in Mbappe. Neymar is still a top 5 player in the world. Sergio Ramos was still quality as a.
Hakimi, great right back. Oh, listen,
They are stacked, man.
they should
It makes
win.
no sense to me. Like, I was big in basketball for the whole formations of super teams. Like, I love that because I thought it just made people want to compete a little bit more. You know, I was never against that. So for me to take this stance, you know, in football is a little different. But that team is just I lose respect for Messi
Because he went there.
in a sense. And people they may say like, oh, you're being hypocrite because Ronaldo did the same thing, basically going to Juve.
But it's a little bit different.
It's different.
It's different.
When Mbappe is
Mbappe,
your
Neymar,
counterpart, and Neymar. Like, I'm not
Messi.
even mentioning Neymar. You know, like
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
crazy.
exactly.
And then, like I said, you have the best goalie.
Wijnaldum, Verratti, Marquinhos,
It feels
Kimpembe.
fake. It feels so
It
fake.
does feel
to me.
fake. Yeah.
I hate that. So more power to Messi.
And
More power
if
to Messi.
Pochettino doesn't win the Champions, I know this is a Premier League
That's
mainly
why one is
podcast.
my manager too, Pochi.
Why? He doesn't win either.
Did you not see what he did with the Spurs? Even though they didn't win anything, but
Did you see what he did
made
in
him a
PSG
name.
his first year? They didn't win. How does PSG not win? Okay, let's get back on topic. This is crazy. You want Poch? Let's see if
yes,
he wins.
I do want Poch.
If Poch doesn't win the Champions League this season, do you still want him? And of course you don't. Stop it. He's got to prove. He's got to prove himself.
So since United was killing this weekend, I didn't really get a chance to check out those whack blues that you support over there. So can you give me a rundown of what happened today, losing 1-0 to Tottenham? Can't relate.
Yeah. Wait, didn't you guys lose to him like?
I'm talking
last
about this season.
Okay,
Hey, look at him
okay,
bringing up the past. This is crazy.
okay. I'm pretty sure it was what, 4 and 5
Oh
down
my
losses.
god, nonsense.
That's kind of crazy you said that though. I'm not really mad at the game. You got to give credit to Tottenham. They played great. Like Lucas Moura was looking like the second coming of Figo. Like Dele Alli was looking like Kaká.
Okay.
It was, but also at the same time we kind of made him look like that. It was just one of those games where Pep Guardiola, I just feel like he's great at the overthinking. And that's a good thing, right? It's a compliment, right? He outthinks his opponents a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But man, sometimes it's just like there's no sense of urgency. Like every time Gundogan got the ball, it's like, let's see who. Oh, I could pass it. I could pass it. Like Lucas Moura, the second he gets the ball, he's driving, right? The second Bergwijn gets the ball, he's going. Like Son, the second he gets the ball, everyone's just going.
So, I mean, what's the reason behind that then? Because my thing coming to the season, I was like, I don't think City's going to be that motivated for the Premier League title. They want something else.
I mean, yes and no. I think that starts with the manager, though. Like, as a player, everyone's passionate. Everybody, wants to do well. That's why we buy new players, so we can freshen up the squad and make things competitive in-house, right? So that the product looks great on the pitch for those 90 minutes. But sometimes I do think it's a manager, like it's because we'll have spurts. Like our first 15 minutes, we're dominating, we're looking great, and then the rest of the game, we're moving the ball so slow. And this is a problem that City have had so much throughout the last 2-3 years. And then guess what happens? Kevin De Bruyne comes on, it switches again. He's levels above everyone else. He puts in a great ball into the 6-yard box. Nobody's there. He does a great strike. He puts another great ball into like. We had chances, by the way. Mahrez missed an open one. And Cancelo missed an open one, and then Ferran Torres missed an open one. And by the way, Ferran Torres, oh my God, I like him. I like him a lot.
This is hilarious. 'Cause last year he was
Of course, yeah.
See,
Listen,
like this is what I hate about football.
yeah, I know.
sometimes,
I told you it's ups and downs,
ups
right?
and downs.
It's like relax. Listen, he scores 3 or 4 goals with Spain, and it's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy's the
he's-
best player on the planet.
Right.
That's not the case. He looked against in the Community Shield against Leicester, as well as today. He looked not. I forgot he was playing.
That's crazy.
And then when the ball does go in the 6-yard box, he's not there.
Right.
And then the only time he was, bro, my mom could have scored it, bro. Like my mom could have scored it. Just tap it in. So it was really frustrating.
I miss your moms.
Yeah,
Great lady.
she watches the podcast.
She does.
Loyal viewer. Loyal viewer.
Wait, who does she rep against? The City or United? I know you said the house was split. It was down
Yeah,
the
it was,
middle,
it was
right?
me and my mom.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. You don't like her
I
anymore?
still love her. I still love her. I still love her.
Bet. No, but it was one of those where today it showed that we needed a striker, but at the same time it didn't, right? Because we got enough chances. The score should have been 3-2. 3-2 Tottenham probably. Okay. That would have been a good fair score. And by the way, the goal that we gave up, bro, Diaz just had to stick his foot out 2 centimeters and he stops it. Yeah. So it's like it was one of those games where both teams should have scored. Tottenham definitely deserves to win though, for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess your next question is probably going to be about Grealish.
How was he?
I mean, it's going to be a balance with him, right? He's either going to get the ball. This is the great thing about Grealish. He's either going to get the ball and drive and make something happen, or he's going to get the ball and hold it too long, which is bad, right? It's either a great or not so great. He's got to learn how to play within the system, within the team. He has great teammates around him. He's just got to move the ball that half second faster. I was getting a little bit frustrated with him.
Okay.
Because he's holding it for so long. Just play the pass. Just play the pass. Like the pass is open. Don't wait. Don't think. Don't look. Yeah. Don't dribble. Don't take an extra dribble. Just go.
I mean, do you think he went in thinking I have to prove myself?
No. First off, he shouldn't have any pressure on him. It's not his fault that we had to pay $100 million for him. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
So he's not a $100 million player. He's like a $60 million player.
Okay.
But we can question why we paid $100 million for him. That's his release clause, pretty much. So that's why we had to.
He's British,
and he's also British. But that's a great point.
I love England, by the way. I don't want to come.
No. I mean that's real though.
It's just
the British tax
we have. Yeah,
the British tax.
They tax.
Yeah, exactly. Harry Maguire, $80 million. Okay,
exactly.
Whatever. So it's one of those where you can't look at Grealish today and be like, oh, he's the reason we lost. He's the reason we didn't score. He almost drew a penalty in the first 5 minutes. Great run by him. It was a little bit disappointing that him and Sterling didn't. They're both on the left side and they didn't link up the way I thought they were. Gotcha. But that gets to my next point. The only other guy on the left side. Oh my God, Benjamin Mendy. I know we needed a left back, right? Angelino, we just sold him for about 20 mil. I think to Leipzig.
Can't relate. Luke Shaw.
Yeah. Oh my God, the things I do to get Luke Shaw on that team. Oh my God, bro. And then bro, he put Zinchenko on, and I hate on Zinchenko. I'll be honest. I don't like him. I think he's so overrated. I think he overrates himself.
Yeah.
He's actually not a great defender positionally, but I'll take anyone over Mendy, bro. I'm done with him.
Injury prone.
No, bro. You could have walked the streets of Manchester, taken a random citizen. Excuse my language. You could have taken a random citizen off the street and even play better. I guarantee you. You could have went to the local pub, say, "Hey, you, come over here, put the jersey on." I guarantee you, he would have played better.
Sheesh, it was that bad.
Horrendous. He better never put a shirt on ever again for Man City.
He is. He is.
He's not. I don't think he will. After that,
you think he's done? He's shot. Pep's like no more.
There was one time. I would love to play the footage for the viewers, but I know legally we can't.
Right.
He was like, he had the amount of times he had so much space in front of him, and he's like dribbling towards a defender just to pass it to Ake. And don't get me started on Ake. Ake. Okay. Against Netherlands. Okay. In the Euros, he comes on for Netherlands. I think he gave away a goal.
Yeah.
Community Shield gives away a penalty. We lose. Today, gets done in by Son. Oh my God! Dude, this guy, we spent $40 million on him. I can't wait to get Stones back. And by the way, Laporte,
where's he at right now?
He had COVID, I think. But he also wants to leave. But he's not. I hate Laporte. I hate the way Laporte played last season. But anything's better than Ake. Ake is down bad right now. It's really, really bad. So, and after saying all that, I'm not worried, Yeah. I'm not worried at all. It's first game.
Exactly.
If we're going to lose to anyone, Tottenham's probably not the worst team to lose to.
Let me ask you this, though, because it's just me being, want to be different. Do you think Pep went in saying, hey, I'm going to, purposely lose this game so
No,
we can show that we need Harry Kane.
I mean, purposely lose is obviously like ridiculous. That's like some TMZ, you know. But no, but at the same time, it's like, did he not play his strongest side, right? Because
Exactly.
obviously Kevin came off the bench, but Kevin's recovering from injury. So, who else could he have played? He played his best team. He played Sterling, played Grealish, he played Gundogan, he played Fernandinho.
Jesus play?
He came off the bench.
Okay. How was he?
He's Jesus.
I mean,
He runs around.
we gotta be real about him at this point. He's what, 24, 25?
He's only 23, 24. I think he's 24.
What do you do with him if he's not giving you guys what you
Well,
need?
he wants to leave as well.
You ship him.
But the problem is who's going to pay $40 million for him, right?
Someone will, definitely.
Well, Juventus was talking about it, but I don't know.
I don't think he's a player that's done. Like I still think there's something in him.
He just needs to go to a different league.
Exactly.
He needs to go. Yeah.
He cannot play in the
He can't.
PL.
Yeah.
We just know Brazilians really don't play that. In my opinion, they don't really
Excel and
in
then
the
the
Premier
Prem.
League like that.
Maybe. I mean, I'd have
You
to
have a
look at
couple
it.
that
I'd have to
have-
look at the list.
yeah.
You know, Richarlison's not doing too bad, but yeah.
Right.
It's one of those things. He's, you know.
I can see him going to La Liga and going crazy.
I mean, maybe, but like, bro, he had such a big opportunity last season. Aguero's out the entire season. There's a reason we played a false nine against Chelsea in the Champions League final.
I agree.
We don't trust the guy. We don't trust him. And by the way, rightfully so, because the amount of chances that he misses in the final third, the amount of bad decisions he makes, he runs around, his pressing is great. But at the same time, at this level.
So what's your striking depth right now? Is it?
Well, it's Jesus, it's Torres, who's more of a winger.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he's playing center.
So you don't have a natural striker right now.
I mean, we do, but he's going on loan. That's our guy from the under 21s, Liam Delap. He's Rory Delap's son. Remember the guy who did all the throw-ins back in the day?
That's his son.
That's his son. He's one of the best young players in the world.
So,
but we're not. I don't know if he's ready for the level yet. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Right. So
he
might be next up in maybe 2-3 years, but
not right now.
Right now, that's why we're going for Harry Kane. But the question is, do we need Harry Kane? Because we're still going to score a boatload of goals.
I mean, that's never been a problem. It's just in that moment. So I think like what you guys.
It's the finishing. It's the conversions.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is. It's not the chances. We got 3 chances.
So what I'm saying is like last season when you guys were playing against Chelsea in the final, Harry Kane would have been the player you needed.
Yeah.
You guys score goals to get to that point. That's not something we're worried about. But in that last match, you need a player like Harry Kane.
We need a clinical finisher.
Yes.
No, I agree. I mean, but again, it's also tactics. That match specifically, a lot of that was tactics. But I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like he's just that. And it doesn't have to be Harry Kane. That's the whole point. I don't like. You know, we were linked with Danny Ings for a while, who also scored today, by the way. But like even a play like that, is he more talented than Jesus? Of course not.
Right.
Of course not. But a clinical finisher around the 6 to 18 yard box, is he going to put it away? Yes. That's the whole point. That's all we need. We don't need flashy. We don't need expensive.
Yeah.
I'll take Harry Kane without question. If we do sign him for the ridiculous fee of 150, 160, I'll definitely take him. But I think our left back position, and I remember going into this last season, every time we played a big team, I'm like, Zinchenko, Mendy, it didn't matter. I was scared. I'm like, yo, that left back position is vulnerable, bro.
Yeah.
It's almost like Trent Alexander-Arnold for the right back position for Liverpool, where it's like someone's gonna get in behind him. He's good. He's good. Like it's gonna happen.
I said it and I'll say it again. Phenomenal player, but defensively he's overrated.
Who, Arnold?
Yes.
Already, I think everyone knows he sucks defensively. Defensively, he is horrendous.
Okay, I guess everybody but Liverpool fans.
Yeah, that's
I'm thinking of Utah.
That's true. So yeah, we need a left back. We've been linked to a couple left backs in the summer transfer window. Left back is so important for us. Zinchenko is not good enough to be starting.
It's been that way for you guys
for a while now.
For a while, I remember like us having that discussion. You've always been worried about your defense, honestly.
Yeah. Like again, we're gonna score. We might score the most goals in the league this season.
Yeah.
Without a striker, we did the last season and the season prior. But again, it comes down to that left back for me.
So let me ask you this: if we play each other, United and City,
Sancho's gonna run that.
I'm like, it doesn't look too good for you guys.
That's what I'm saying. No, I agree 100%. Yeah. I'm not sitting here like City's gonna win every game. No. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be close. I do think we have the talent. If you saw KDB come on, he changes the game in an instant,
Yeah,
bro.
he's that good.
There's certain Foden is that way as well. We have certain players like that. Sterling was looking pretty good, even though he didn't have any clear cut chances. Mahrez can produce in a one-on-one situation. Grealish again can produce something out of nothing. He is a star quality player, but it is going to be that defense, man. And even Diaz, he's not looking as strong as he did last season. Ake was horrendous. Even when Stones does start playing again, we didn't play Kyle Walker today either. We played Cancelo, who's defensively just not the same.
Yeah.
So it'll look better. Our starting
Obviously.
11 will look better. But again, I think if we play United, I'm scared, 100%. And I'm not saying you're a better team. I don't think you are a better team at all. But it's just those moments, right? Throughout the 90, we might play better, but that 1 minute here, 5 minute spell there, it's going to be all United, and we're going to be on the back foot, and Mendy's going to, do a foul throw because he's a complete moron, and it's like stuff like that, and it's just I don't know, it's tough. Liverpool is a team now. Liverpool is, on the other hand, is a team where I don't fear them as much, right? Because we can almost contain, like we know what Liverpool's going to offer. Where United, the really interesting thing about United is they play so counterattack and they play so fast. You almost don't expect it, regardless if it's kind of like Leicester in a way. Like Leicester doesn't need many chances to score. Like Vardy will just, Madison will ping a ball over the top, Vardy's in, goal, and you had no idea what happened. Right? That's kind of how these teams play. It's tough. Again, a Chelsea, I'm not too worried about. They're gonna play slow. They're gonna, whatever, build up, hit Lukaku, do the running behind, all that. But United, I am kind of scared about.
No, I definitely agree. I will say this though. You guys are, I think, in my opinion, on the verge of losing KDB if you don't do anything relevant pretty soon.
Didn't we sign it? When did he sign a new contract recently? I don't know.
I'm not too sure. I don't have my
But
MacBook with me, unfortunately. But I don't know. I'm just looking at it from a competitive standpoint, and I know KDB, he hates losing.
Yeah, but
he really hates producing and players around him not producing.
Yes,
and which I've noticed with City.
That's true.
He's like, I'm putting in the work, and you guys fucking up. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
So I think he may leave soon. I would not be surprised,
And I mean, I wouldn't worry about it too much. But you're right. I mean, he does expect the best, which he should, because he's one of the best players on the planet. But I wouldn't be too worried about City overall, though. It's, again, first game. Next game, they're going to play against Norwich. So, I mean, and we'll talk about the next games coming up.
Yeah.
So, that'd be a good rebound game for us, They just lost 3-0. We're probably going to put another three goals on them.
Yeah.
So, I'm not too worried. I mean, speaking on Harry Kane and, him coming to City, he didn't play today. He wasn't on the bench for Spurs. Nuno's talking about he's not ready yet and all this stuff.
Lack of fitness,
all this stuff. What do you have? Fish and chips? The night before. I don't know. Like, it's clear that it seems to me like he's probably gonna go, and I didn't predict that he's gonna go. I don't even think he's gonna go, to be honest with you. But that's kind of what it sounds.
It's a bad look on.
That's
his part,
what it looked like, right?
It's a bad look on his part. If he doesn't leave, what was the point of this then?
But exactly.
It's a really bad look.
But who's the one who made the decision? That's the question. Did Harry Kane decide, hey, I'm not going to play today?
Yeah,
or did Spurs say, hey, we're just going to leave you out just in case we do, and just in case City do end up putting money on the table, we don't want you to get injured. And that's a possibility.
That's a great point, because I was going to sit here and actually criticize Harry Kane a little bit, because, we see it all the time in the EPL. Players like Pogba, they always get criticized in the media.
The Pogbas, the Rashfords, the Sterlings.
Right.
Yeah.
For doing things that isn't that big of a deal, right?
Mason Greenwood and Foden, remember?
Exactly, yeah.
That little situation.
Yep. Harry Kane is sitting out. I mean, we don't know the details for certain.
It seems like he's sitting out.
He's sitting out, right? And this is supposed to be the best, striker in the EPL. That's not
captain
a good
of
look.
England, all this stuff.
Bad business.
It's a bad look. Yeah.
But we don't hear,
the criticism,
talking about him on Skynet or
it's
they keep kind of quiet on it, and don't talk about it too much. And to me, that's upsetting, because it should be
fair down the line. But I mean, at some points, you have to understand that some media is just not respectable. Some pundits are, and they just give an honest opinion. A lot of the former players are, But some are just they're just trying to create headlines, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's the same thing with Southgate when he's coaching for England.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he's doing a bad job in a lot of like. Have you seen he's playing two defensive midfielders against Scotland? That's not a good thing. We tied against him. That's not a good thing. But the media isn't going crazy because it's Southgate and he's English and he's white and he speaks well and all
Yeah.
this other crap. And same thing with Harry Kane. They're just like, oh, that's our guy and this and that. But oh my god, if that was Pogba,
He's getting destroyed.
he's getting
Like,
destroyed. He's getting
You won't
absolutely.
hear the end of it,
Yep.
and that kills me. So we'll see what Harry Kane does. I personally think he is going to leave. I don't think he's going to stay because it just, to me, it doesn't.
But
look
he has no
good.
power. He has no power. Like they could just keep him to the end of the
that's true.
contract. And by the way, I don't feel bad for him at all. You don't sign.
Oh, no, I don't
You
either.
don't sign a 6-year contract and then want to leave after 3.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all. You knew what you were doing.
And by the way, what happens if Harry Kane gets injured? He still gets paid for those remaining 3 years. So what are we going to feel bad for Tottenham now?
Exactly.
They signed him for the 6 years.
Exactly.
So you don't get to flip flop, right? That's the agreement that they're in. Harry Kane clearly wants to leave. After this game, he may want to stay.
Yeah.
But listen, I think Tottenham's not going to be swayed by a price, anything lower than what they want. So I think he's probably going to stay. I don't think it's necessarily too bad of a look on Harry Kane, to be honest with you. We'll see what happens. I'm not judging one way or the other. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. Do you know? What do you think's going to happen? August 31st, is Harry Kane on City or United? City or Spurs?
I just see him going to City. Because from what I've experienced so far, being, like, obviously you have way more knowledge in the Premier League than I do. So I'm still kind of new, wet behind the ears and stuff.
Yeah.
But from what I see, the big clubs always get their players.
Eventually, yeah.
Exactly, eventually. And
so Arsenal's not a big club. Got it.
Struggling.
Little shot.
But like at this point in Harry's career, he isn't doing anything by staying with Tottenham.
Of course, that's why he wants to leave. But again, you don't sign the 6-year contract knowing that you'll stay at the club until you're 31 years old.
But you can push your way out, which we've seen before.
I
don't
again,
play. I'm going to sit down.
Okay, but does the captain of England do that? Of course not. He has no leverage in that from that respect.
Right.
It's not just like some guy up the street who's like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. This is Harry Kane. It's one of the best players on the planet. England's number one.
That's a good point.
He can't sit out. Like that just can't happen.
Yeah.
He's not going to for political reasons. Like from just playing aside, political reasons specifically, he can't sit out. Playing reasons, he obviously wants to play every game. It's Harry Kane. He's serious about his craft. He's going to play.
Okay.
He's not going to force his way.
All right.
Again, sign the contract. What does he have to complain about? Was he going to sit out and not take his wages? Of course he's going to take his damn wages.
He wants that bread.
He wants that bread. Of course.
No, I still think he's going to leave by the transfer deadline, but we'll see.
We'll see. That'll be a story that we'll keep getting new news about that and constantly. So, to round out today's episode, maybe we can look towards next season's matchups. Let me pull them up real quick.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm up on you from the past weekend.
Yes, you are up $10. Yep. West Ham did win.
What's wrong with this guy?
Hold on.
What's wrong with him?
Newcastle did look good though.
They did.
Newcastle did look good.
Hey, I didn't even want to pick the Spurs either. I remember that.
That's true. That's true.
Kind of convinced me. I didn't want to go.
What's funny? The second I told you to do it, I knew we were gonna lose. I was like, what? Whatever. I had a feeling I was gonna be down. It's funny. I'm watching the game. Like, I'm really gonna lose $10 right here, but it's okay. You're down 10 right now. I'm down 10 right now. That's no problem. So Saturday,
friendly wagers,
whatever.
Yeah.
So next week we have games on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Let's just run down them again. Team that I say first is at home.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Burnley.
Liverpool.
Agree. Villa, Newcastle. I'm not betting on Newcastle again. I'll tell you that much.
And Villa should come back. They should respond from that loss.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah. I think it's going to be like a 3-2, something like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
By the way, do we expect a draw next? Is there going to be a draw next week?
Yeah, there was none this week, right?
None this week.
Yeah, there should be a couple.
I agree. I think everyone's going to come back down. By the way, look at 1,000 incredible goals this week as well. So it's like I think the level's going to come back down next week. I think everyone's going to be settled.
Think about it. The fans were back, for the first time.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was just a lot of emotions.
Exactly, I agree. Crystal Palace, Brentford. I'll be honest. I would say that's a snooze fest, but Brentford look good. They look exciting. I think Brentford's going to take that.
I got a draw. 1-1.
Really?
Yeah.
You must, bro. Brentford look good. I'm telling you, they look good.
I don't think Zaha is gonna go out like that.
I don't think Zaha can do anything.
He's putting something on the board. At least one goal.
You rate this guy way too high. He doesn't score goals, man.
I don't rate him too high, but he is Crystal Palace. He
is Crystal Palace. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I'm taking Zaha on that one.
Okay, fair enough. Low 1-1.
Yep.
Gotcha. Leeds Everton.
That's
interesting.
About to be
Leeds have to come back from
fire
that.
one.
That's going to be a lot of goals.
Is that you said Leeds and Everton? So
Leeds,
Leeds,
it's
right?
at Leeds. I think that's like a 3. I think it's like a 2-2 or a 3-3.
It's definitely gonna be high scoring.
High scoring.
It's gonna be high scoring.
Yeah,
like crazy.
Oh my God! Like Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison against that defense.
Rafinha about to come back, try to maybe have a better game than what he had last
Bamford.
week.
Yeah, it's gonna be high scoring.
I got Leeds winning that one, 3-2 Leeds.
We're really betting on Everton. I thought Everton was never gonna be top of the table.
Go with your gut. Come on, you got it.
If I go with my gut, I'm not betting. I mean, I want to make it exciting, though,
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
I can't go with Everton.
Hey, I did the same thing
They're just. I know. They're just so unpredictable. I'll go with Everton. Everton over Leeds. Everton over Leeds. I think 3-2, really high scoring game. Okay, we'll put 5 on that. Man City versus Norwich. City's gonna come back, and it's gonna be a 3-0, 4-0, 5-0.
I would hope you guys will lose, but
it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. I don't think.
Brighton, Watford. Both got good results this week. Brighton looking decent, but they don't have like a big goal scorer, like who's reliable. But at the same time, do Watford? How do Watford score their goals? Like it's just like, it's like I don't think Watford. I don't think we can expect any consistency from Watford whatsoever.
I got Brighton. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a tie though. I think it's gonna be like a 1-1, boring.
Watford has to come back down to earth. They just got a promotion to Premier League. They got their first win back.
Yeah.
There's no way they're coming back with 2.
They do have some decent players, but it's not like enough for me to be like, okay, I can rely on it.
I'm riding Watford.
If I ever bet on Watford this season, it's gonna be like against Arsenal.
The only team.
The only team that I bet. I can't bet on that one. All right, Sunday games. We got 3 on Sunday. Southampton, United.
Oh man, that's gonna be
Southampton.
Tough one. That's gonna be a tough one for us. I'm
really?
not gonna lie. Yes, I think it is.
Am I really gonna bet?
So one thing I've noticed about my club is we'll come out and we'll smack you. It'll be 6-2. It'll be 5-1.
And then the next game.
And the next game we shit the bed.
Yeah.
And it gets ugly.
Yeah.
So it's at Southampton, right?
At Southampton.
There you go.
It's no. It's going to be 1-0 at halftime to Southampton. United are going to come back on a 2-1. Yeah, something like that.
But I am kind of worried because I just think
I wouldn't be worried.
We're a little too.
Homie, did you see the goal? Southampton scored a goal that was given to them. They're not going to score. They're not going to score a lot of. They're not going to score a lot of goals this season.
You can't relate, but when you're a big dog, when you're the best team in the Premier League, everyone sends their best at you. Everybody. So we might be getting our best from Southampton.
You sound like an idiot.
Their best.
The only reason they're going to play their best is because they're like, okay, we can actually get at this defense. So, because Lindelof might still be playing.
Chill. Hey, actually, he had a great game. Don't speak on
against Leeds. Got it.
This is a hater, bro. Look at this. Hey, when you lose, this is what happens. You throw shots like that.
Listen, I said congratulations to Tottenham. I said congratulations to you.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh yeah, United are going to win that. Wolves Spurs. Spurs had a great game.
Wolves lost 1-0 to Leicester last.
Yeah. Will they play that well again? That's going to be a tough game.
I got Wolves winning that.
That's Wolves at home. I can't.
This is a big game too. This is
Nuno.
He's going back. Yeah, first game back at Wolves.
I got Tottenham.
I got Wolves.
All right, we'll bet 5 on that.
Yeah, I like that one. I got Wolves.
That's gonna be a great game, actually.
That's gonna be a really good game.
That's
Sunday, right? You said
that's Sunday.
What do I do this Sunday?
That's the same time as United, though. We're probably gonna watch United game. And then a big one, but not. I mean, it's big in terms of name, but not in terms of actually quality. Arsenal, Chelsea. Chelsea are gonna smack them. It's gonna be. Listen, I know we talk about Arsenal plays well against. Like they play to the level of their competition. Lukaku's probably going to play his first game. It's going to be nasty.
He's gonna play, but he's not gonna start.
Maybe.
I think he's gonna sub in.
Yeah, probably 60th minute, something like that.
Exactly.
I can't see Arsenal winning.
I don't see him winning, but I can see a draw. 2-2.
I mean, I watched them against Brentford.
You know how these boys do. They come in.
Yeah, they do.
They think they're going to get smacked, and then what do?
That's tough. 2-2? I mean, I got Chelsea winning that. There's no question.
So, all right, I'll take Arsenal, and I got...
Yeah, no, don't take Arsenal. Don't take Arsenal.
I got Wolves and Arsenal.
Don't take Arsenal. Seriously?
No. Hey, this is best of rivals. We're on the opposite end. I'm taking Arsenal.
If Arsenal win, the podcast is over. Podcast is done. I'll take Chelsea. Yep. And then last game on Monday, West Ham, Leicester. Interesting game,
That's
right?
going to be a good one.
4 goals for West Ham.
And it's at West Ham, you said, right?
Today at West Ham. That's going to be a good game. Leicester, I don't think Leicester score that many goals anyway. Like it's not going to be.
They don't, but at the same time, like we said last week, Leicester, they're always well-oiled. You know?
Yeah, very solid.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's hard to pick against them when they.
I see that being a draw though. I can't bet on either one of those. I see that being a draw. West Ham just scored 4, but it's like.
I got Leicester winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I think Leicester's going to pull it off.
I think that's going to be like a 2-2.
I think they're going to be a hot team for the first 4 or 5 months. They're going to be 1-2.
Yeah.
And then
I think they're going to be top 4 for until 3 months left in the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then once January comes, you're going to fall back down a little bit.
Okay. All right. So I've got Spurs. I've got Chelsea. You've got Wolves. You've got Arsenal. Nothing for the. I got Everton, right?
Did you pick Everton? So I picked.
You picked Leeds.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm doing Everton as well. Okay, that's 3 bets this week. Hopefully, I can get out my hole. Down 10. I need that 10, by the way. So I mean, I gotta win.
Your pocket's hurting.
This is my last.
What
15.
you need, bro?
It's my last $15, bro.
I'm gonna slide you 5.
We gotta put some ads on the podcast. You know what I mean? Cool. Listen, great start to the season. Tons of goals. Tons of great goals. Chalobah with a great one. Ayling with a great one.
Greenwood with a phenomenal finish.
It was decent.
Left foot.
So yeah, great first week to the season. Looking forward to next week for sure. And then as everything ramps up, we're gonna start seeing the Champions League games and the FA Cup games and so on and so forth. It's gonna start getting crazy. So, and that's when depth really comes in, right? Like we're talking now, game 1. Oh my God, United 5 goals. But at the end of the day, it's a grind. The season is a grind.
That's why it's always great to have 2 or 3 players in one position.
Who can do the job. Yeah.
Because you never know when someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, and we don't have any at left back, so
Yeah, it's like I said, City to me in the PL, I'm not worried about you guys.
Yeah.
I think obviously you're a threat, but I don't think that's what you guys want.
Yeah.
So I'm not too concerned. Liverpool though.
Okay. Hold on, real quick before we leave. After the first week, I know it's not gonna be too big of a difference.
Yeah.
Do we see that top 4? I know you ranked what you did. United, you did Liverpool, or was it United?
United, Liverpool,
City, Chelsea. Are you changing that for right now? Is Tottenham maybe going above Leicester?
I'm keeping that same.
You're keeping that for now? Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think much has changed. Nothing I really saw as a surprise. So maybe Tottenham is a surprise, but
What about your golden boot? You still think Lukaku is gonna take it?
Yeah. I don't see anyone else. I mean, to be honest, Bruno he's got 3, so he's off to a good start, right?
Which I don't know about Bruno. It's like he's been a top goal scorer since he came to PL.
Yeah. He's scored a lot.
I just don't trust him as the Golden Boot winner. I think he's gonna obviously come back down. And
he's gonna be in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, definitely top 10. Definitely top
10. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it, man. So that wraps up episode 2. So before we sign off, Best of Rivals, the Best of Rivals on Twitter, on Instagram, Best of Rivals on YouTube. Jay just put out a piece on the top 5 managers.
It's fire.
Really, really good piece. That's out now. That's on our website at bestofrivals.com.
It's pretty crazy too. I'm gonna let you guys read it.
You talked about Nuno real quick. You talked about Nuno. I was not a believer. After game 1, I'm a little bit more of a believer. I'll be honest with you.
I'm just gonna say Nuno's in my top 5.
But you gotta read it though. So
you gotta read it.
All right. Episode 2.
We
out.
done.